you are driving the show. Gemma's driving the show. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Natasha Makes. It's Friday. It's the last Friday of the month, which means that we have our Piff show. Piff? What?
Piff.
Piff. Pay it forward.
Love a piff.
We love a piff.
We do.
Tut piff.
On the last Friday of the month, we get piffed.
We do get piffed every last Friday of the month. And if you would like to piff with us, I don't know where this is going. I have no idea already. Shall we take two? No, we shall carry on.
Getting piffed. Piffing away.
We're not already piffed. We are about to get piffed.
And if you've not piffed before,
oh, welcome to our piffery.
Yes.
So the Piff, the Pay It Forward, is a project that we run on the last Friday of every month, whereby you can buy heavily subsidised kits, which we send out to you. We send them out during the month before we actually make them. So a lot of you will have these at the ready to go. We're going to make them together. Or not. You might just use this as a normal show where you sit down, you have a little chat with us, and it's all good. It is the flower basket this month. So the premise is that you buy these heavily subsidised kits and then you use them for good.
For good.
Oh,
For the greater good.
For the greater good, whether that be that you sit down and you teach someone to sew with them, because we always keep them simple.
Lovely.
Whether it is that you then gift it on.
Yeah.
Whether you, I don't know.
Kit or finished item.
Yeah, well, any of it.
Either.
Any of that. It just has to have created some form of joy in someone's life.
Yes. And it might just be your life. You might be a bit brassic, feeling a bit sorry for yourself, and you want a great deal, and you want to make something and put a smile on your own face, and we're fine with that.
We are not here to judge. We are not here to judge.
Nope.
We just are here as fabric enablers.
Exactly. And we subsidise this every month. But this month, very lovely Lisa Chandler.
She has helped with the piff. So
this is her instruction.
This will be what you get if you have piffed.
This is
Fabric may vary.
Last month. You can piff again today. And you can piff our current piff, our previous piffs, in fact as many piffs as we have available. Right,
well, so let's just, before then I get into this, as Gemma has brought up the many piffs.
Yes.
There is a section on the website, www.natashamakes.com, where we keep the past piffs, as many as we can keep relevant.
Yes.
Some we run out of certain parts, constituent parts, so we can't do them anymore, or, you know, that time has passed, or whatever it is, but they will be the ones that we can keep going are on the website. They're there ready to go.
Yes.
And then ready for next month, the kits for next month are there ready to go. What did we decide on for next month? Completely forgotten.
It is a lovely little pouch bag with some bamboo base.
Oh, I didn't know if we were going to do that for a show or if we were piffing it.
No,
we're piffing it.
Piff it in the end.
Do you know what?
I know. We've just talked about our marriage just before we came to air, because I am the work wife, and Natasha likes to drive. So,
I drive the shows from my little thing here. I drive the shows, and then Gemma has decided she's going to drive.
Yeah. But here I am controlling the diary in wifely ways. So yes, we are doing that as this.
I knew we had options, and I couldn't remember if I decided on which one.
Which is grand, because you could make those to do for a women's refuge, perhaps. You know, a little gift for perhaps a teenager who's struggling with their skincare. It's a really nice, eco-friendly little wipes in a pouch. That'd be lovely.
They are.
They're a great thing to make and sell at or put in a raffle at a school fete or fair.
Or even just to have for yourself, for your jolly bobs.
Yeah, and a really
we will
nice
not judge.
Mothering Sunday gift too.
Absolutely, that's all got to come into it. So we will be making those next month. But you can get your kits today, and then we'll move it forward. Also, have you looked on the website for the Friday deals? SJ always puts together a lovely newsletter, so if you're not subscribed to our newsletter, why not? Because you're missing out on deals there, including the last handful that we had of the very beautiful Lisa Chandler butterfly needle cases.
Do we need to see this from an overhead view, Natasha?
Well, I think we need to do this on a close-up.
Oh, we can do that for sure.
And these kits are all good to go, but they are the last of them. They were left over from one of her soirees, her needlework soirees, and we got the last of the kits,
So
and these have been for sale for a little while, and then we've got a handful left, which I think everyone forgot we had, and so they are up on the Friday deals. This is just to give you a little idea of what's in there.
Gorgeous thing for Mothering Sunday.
And they are the
gifts.
kits ready to go, or even just for yourself.
Yeah.
They're really rather beautiful. Other things that we've got, you know, let's play spot the what have you. There's also the sunglasses kits, and all I would say about that is, instead of cutting your fabric into 9-inch increments, do it as an 18-inch strip. Put your sew your ribbon all the way on, and then just cut it in half. That's an easy way to do it. Yeah.
Nice.
And then you can have your little Tula pouches, but they're all on your newsletter.
Flex frame. Yeah. Natasha, you've had a busy month o' makes, haven't you?
Before you start busy making, month I just think
I'm looking at the set.
Yes.
I'm seeing all the beautiful things in
all
the
the
world.
gorgeousness this is.
And I've been having a little bit of a play actually with stock once we've now fulfilled our orders here.
Right.
I've managed to wheedle a few extra kits, Tash, so I'm loading them into today's show.
Righto.
But I just think everyone needs to see what these kits are, and it's the beautiful things behind you.
Well, okay, so let's have a little look then. So we've done the double oven gloves. We've done those.
Tuesday's show.
So Tuesday just gone. So whether we've got some of these kits now, they can be made out of a 1/2 metre heaven.
They can.
But you would have to create your own binding for that. That's the only thing. The kits that we made with these have got binding included in them. So all you're paying is 1/2 metre heaven price with the binding then on top, pretty much. Yeah. And then not yesterday, Wednesday, we had the brand new Tilda quilt that is it's of this type, your ilk.
I love an ilk.
This ilk, everyone loves an ilk. But just with kind of this bright colour background there.
Sure. Now we don't have this one that you're waving at as a kit.
No, because we sold out of them.
The instructions are available on Tilda's World website. And on the 1st of March, the kit we've just referred to. The
new kit will go live. The new instructions for the kit will go live. We only had 7 kits. Now, because this is a pre-record, I have no idea if they have all sold. My suspicion will be probably.
Yes.
Probably, because I know how fast these sold.
Yes.
We dipped our toe into the water and whoosh, it was gone.
And we sold about 4 times as many as the ones we had this time.
Gosh,
so,
yeah.
So it's a miracle there's one there. I'd move quick if you wanted. It won't stick.
Now, with the creative grids,
ooh,
we did the flying geese. Now you can make those tiddly tiny up to 6.5 inches with the creative grids. So we showed you how to make that with the creative grids, and then we had the beautiful Tula fabrics. I don't know how much of that we've even got left.
Yeah, that cameo was particularly popular, wasn't it? It's beautiful, and that sorbet colourway. But this is the Parisville collection, absolutely gorgeous, and the fans in the corner.
We only have squidgy bits left. And then Hissy Fit over here, we used our brand new creative. We had a bit of a creative grids moment, didn't we? And that was the wonky log cabin, brand new ruler there with the wonky log cabin, and we just did those in opposite corners to create that. So that was another show that we did last week. And then we did the no waste pouches.
Yeah.
Which are brilliant, and we have restocked all of our zips as well. So if you're after zip on a roll, well, it's zip by the metre, and then you buy your zipper pulls, then we've got all of those in stock. So many, because actually when we brought those to wear, we'd run out of everything else, hadn't we?
Yeah,
so if you want those, great. These are the Papermate trios, where you get your pouch, you get your pen holder, and you get your little corner bookmark, and you get the notebook as well. It's a really nice notebook. That notebook sells normally for £6 just by itself, because it's so nicely made and bound. So that was that kit. We've got a handful of those left as well. In fact, that is my one.
That's your one.
When I'm looking for my pens and everything, that is my one. We've also had, of course, the beautiful velvet borders from O'Deal. I must remember to take this home, because this has in fact got all of my face wipes in there. And that's for Freddie's bedroom with the Polska, and that needs to go back in my dressing room with all my makeup brushes in it. So these are we strip.
But we use
we do. Things. That's the whole thing here, is that people say, oh, how do you think of things to make? Well, it's what I need. It's what I like and what I need. It's very selfish.
You made an oven
What
glove this
can I
week
say?
because you kept burning yourself.
I did. Yeah, the days of using slightly damp tea towels and going, done it again, are gone. Because I now have 2 beautiful new tea towels. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the oven gloves, beautiful.
Yeah. Oven gloves, tea towels, you know what I mean.
The velvet borders, Tash, that you just mentioned, those sold out in milliseconds.
Oh, we had to get a whole load more.
Yes, so we have restocked. So
Yeah.
if you're looking on the website and thinking, oh, those have hung around. No, they haven't. We had to get some more in. And we don't intend
In fact,
to
we
get
doubled
any in.
the stock of what we
Yes.
brought in.
We did.
It was mega.
For sure. So there is not an intention to get any more again because it wasn't an intention to restock the first time.
No,
If
no
you
one
do
needs that
want
import
it, please
duty.
do get it because it's such a shame when you're disappointed and we really don't like
Yeah,
it.
no,
We get very
absolutely.
sad.
But we did also spend some time this week putting together the kits so that you can make the Odile velvet pouches.
Yes.
I think she calls them pencil cases and then
cases,
says
yeah.
that you can put anything else in them. Well, what do I keep in this one? I've got
Oh,
several of these.
you've
This
got several,
is
yeah.
my kit actually for that. So it's got all my feet and everything else in there. And
Brilliant.
we've made these for years now and we absolutely love them. And in fact, this was one of the very first ones that I made and it just keeps going and going. It
Lovely
goes
for
everywhere
makeup
with me.
brushes,
Beautiful, really, really beautiful.
pencils,
I'm just trying to think where the other one is. I have a few. But yeah, so that's the kind of things that we've had on. Oh, the tablet case as well. We've had that. The
yeah, the
tablet
tablet
stand, and then. So it was like an upgrade. Well, I say an upgrade, but I think there is a place for both.
Yes.
So this was the let me borrow a ruler. I'll pop a ruler in there just to show you. So you'd put your tablet in there and then it sits and it's held very much in that position there. And then I did a matching kind of little trinkety scrap buster.
Scrap buster tidy up tray.
Yeah, because then, you know, if you've got this by your bedside, I take off the certain rings at night
Yeah.
and I don't want them to go because do you know
Coins,
what?
your
It's not
watch.
just that. It's the cats. The cats take my rings and play with them everywhere. But they're also, don't forget, this was the initial one. And I have to say that I still love this, even if it's just for my phone.
And
I think there is a place for both.
I think for, standard size iPad, for example, I've done
Great.
really well with that one.
Really
well.
great.
But you've got a big old tablet.
I do have a big old tablet. You can see that is my big old tablet. It's much bigger than a normal iPad because it doubles up as a computer.
Yes.
So, and also just have a bigger screen for when I'm watching stuff in the bath.
For the bigger screens, Tablet 2.0 is the one. Your torch is on your phone. You're going to blind everybody.
I'm
But
blind.
for the bigger screen, tablet stand 2.0
Yeah, great.
is fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
So you've been
Absolutely.
a busy old bee. Look at you. Hey? All these
Well, got to be done. Got to be
Yeah.
done. Because, having recently moved house, I find these things, I'm like, I could really do with. I could really use. And then we had these gorgeous new... Well, I say they're new. They're not. This was the second time that we had to get these in. And these were the clasps that went with the Lisa Chandler Melba
purse collection.
purses, which are just gorgeous. I don't know if we've got any of the Liberty ones left. We had Liberty denim left on Tuesday when we came off air, but there weren't many left. So if you fancy having a go...
And have a little scoot and see what we can pull together.
Have a little
If I've
scooch.
managed to pull any extra together, then they will be on today's collection. So really do
Exciting.
have a look. If you're lucky enough to find something that you think, oh crikey, I thought that had sold out. Chances
Grab it.
are it probably did. I've managed to scoot a little bit more together. Grab it while you can. Because as Inga says, if
You've had your chance.
You've had your chance.
You've had your chance. Now, in these kits, let's do today's make. In these kits today, you have got a piece of template plastic because this is going to be a make I think you're going to make a lot. A lot. So the first thing that you want to do, excuse me, is take out your template plastic. It is smooth on one side and a little rougher on the other. So I would turn to your template page in your pattern and trace it off.
Nice.
Now,
Onto the smooth side, Tash.
onto the smooth side. So you put the grippy side down and then we go onto the smooth side.
And you're a
Which is
massive
fab.
fan of template plastic, aren't you?
I use it a lot because I come back to and remake certain projects. So for me, it just saves time, effort, and I've got a whole folder just full of templates that I've used throughout. And it just saves time, effort, money. You know, I clip them onto the back of the pattern, and then we are good to
And with the best will in the
go.
world, even on really good quality paper or card,
It's-
templates
yeah.
get dog-eared, don't they?
Yeah, of course
Case
they
in
do.
point, if we need any proof, is behind you is an oven glove template. I saw you earlier squirrel it away and pop it and hide it away. But you've written on it, double oven gloves, straight through the middle. So you know that's what it's for, in case it comes separate from your pattern. Because you can't trust these things will stay together always, can you?
Okay. Well, let's have a moment then. Let's have. So we've got that, and so that's actually I used that to prop up this in the end.
You did.
There's my
There
oven
it
glove
is.
template. There it is. Great, and that's just doing a great job over there.
Propping
But
up
then,
the
if I
kitchen.
actually take a little look around, if I come over to here, then what have I got over here?
Trotting she is. She's trotting around.
I've got a couple of templates for the bobble top purse because I did 2 different
But
versions.
you've made a plastic one.
Yeah.
Because it's more durable.
So this one, that template there, I need to stitch that. That was the larger version. So now I know alternative bobble top purse, and that is that one. That is that one. So I know now that I've got those because that's not going to last forever.
But if you know that it's one you're going to make again and again,
And I do with
do it in the
these.
plastic.
I do with these because already I've got some more ideas for different bobble tops. Oh, they're so beautiful, and I love them.
We love a beautiful bubble top.
I've got
We
some
really,
gorgeous
really
ones
do.
coming in for Easter. Just saying.
Ooh, very nice.
Oh, Jem, you're gonna. I
Am I
love.
really? Am I going to have a fit?
I
She
do-
knows. We know each other too well.
I love them, and I bought them because I loved them.
Excellent. On the template plastic front, Natasha,
Yes.
I have put a little discount on the template plastic today.
Oh, just in
Yeah.
case anybody wants to get more.
Yeah, because I just
More is
think
more.
when you're looking at all these different projects, and quite a few of your makes recently have been brilliant. They've been really easy makes.
But also
But these are
be really
templates.
careful how you cut it because you can generally then I could get a bobble pouch or something out of that.
Yeah, exactly. But you do use it a lot. We have mentioned it a lot, and I just think, yeah, let's give everyone an end of the month treat.
Yep.
Payday's here.
Oh, I love a Pedro cheat.
Everyone's here, enjoying the show. Let's kit them out with what they need, because once you've got these essentials, gosh, they help, don't they?
They do. It is the right kit for the job, isn't it? Now,
Written on your template. Then you
all
can
written
see it
on.
better as well.
Then I can find it. How often do I put stuff down and go, oh no, I put it? A bit awkward.
She does this a lot. It does make me laugh. I can't find it. A bit blind, Natasha. It's straight in front of you.
I'm quite blind.
You did that on Tuesday's show.
I
Couldn't find your template. The viewers were saying, it's
It's over there, left a bit, right a bit, down a bit.
By the sewing machine, Tash. That's where you put it.
Seriously.
I know.
I just need help sometimes.
It's all fine.
It's all good. It's all good. Now, I chose this fabric for this make.
Because it's beautiful.
Well, there are 2 reasons.
Okay.
Firstly, it's beautiful. And secondly, I just think that because it's a Lisa make, look. You're going to have, there's your seam allowance, which means you're going to have that gold all the way down.
Flowers on your flower basket.
You can have flowers on your flower basket.
Oh, it's lovely.
But it does mean that you need to choose which ones you go for. If you are not frugaling,
Yeah.
I've got a bit of thread caught at the back of my throat. I'm going to have to have
that's fun.
a quick glug of my Earl Grey.
That's all right. But yeah, if you're not frugaling, then
Then,
you can just choppy McChopperson.
well, no, if you're not, well, yes,
Oh.
but if you're not,
if you are frugaling, you can just
No.
choppy McChopperson.
no, let me finish my
Not.
sentence. If you're not frugaling, I feel like I've got my fluff out my face now. I can actually speak.
It's giving you a moment to get rid of your fluff.
Yeah, well, you try and decipher what on earth I'm trying to say. I know. Then you could do one there,
Nice.
one there, and one there, so that every single one side of your flower basket is going to be different.
Lovely.
Otherwise,
that's if you're not frugaling.
if you're not
If
frugaling,
you are frugaling,
then choose 2 that you like the look of the best and
chop, chop.
cut the strip, and you'll get 2 off the strip.
Nice.
And then you'll get another one here, again, cut the strip, which will mean that you will have that with the strip down the middle left and a strip there. So that gives you the largest amount left over.
Would that make your sunglasses case? Would it be big enough?
Yeah, of course it would.
Oh,
Yeah, of course it
that
would.
would look so nice as your
I
sunglasses
know, right?
case.
As a matching.
Which is on today's Friday deals.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
yes,
see?
yes, yes, yes.
It's all going on.
Beautiful. So you have that choice. Obviously, if you're making these in any other fabrics, and I will show you how to frugal these out of your other fabrics, like your lining. Yeah.
Beautiful. Look at
So-
the metallic on that.
Do you know what? And it's lovely to have that contrast, because again, say you are gifting and you gift one of these, and then you make, like you say, a matching glasses case, then this is going to fold down. This folds down on your flower basket. Maybe you're going to pop some, I don't know, some bulbs, like hyacinth bulbs or something that should be starting to come up now, or anything like that, or a little pot of daffodils or something that's coming up.
Beautiful.
You've got that then. So these are the fabrics we're going to use. To frugal or not to frugal?
That's up to you.
That is the question.
Yeah. And like we said, it depends whether you've got another make in mind as well. Maybe you want to do a matching little something.
Matching
Glasses
matching.
case is a nice one actually. You could put some flowers in the flower basket and a glasses case.
And it would be
My mum
stunning.
would love that for Mothering Sunday.
Be absolutely stunning. And the really nice thing I love about this fabric is that it isn't actually two directional.
No. And Lisa's fabrics in general, actually, there's so many beautiful details in there that if you did just chop a really small section, which looks like it's half a flower even, you know, or wanted to use it for EPP and chop random pieces out of it, the detail in every small part is just so beautiful that it kind of doesn't matter if you don't have your full flower in or whatever else. So you will use every scrap of this. You
will, and here's the thing. So it's 5.5 inches across. So your 5.5 inches, so 2.5, 2 3/4 is going to be your middle bit. So if you look at sort of the middle bit down there, and you want to go to, that's 2.5, so 2 3/4 brings you about to there. Ish.
I do love it when you do the maths thing and show everybody.
Well,
Marvellous.
you know, so there's your 5.5 there. Yeah, you're pretty equal, but just. And you see, this is it. You could make that almost into a ribbon, just trim that the other side, and then you've got a ribbon that you could either zigzag down the edge or have it, you know, just beautiful.
That'd be a fantastic trim around a cuff as well on a jacket or
Well,
something.
it's not just that, it's the, you know, things like with the sunglasses case, I've used a Tula ribbon there, but there's no reason why you couldn't
just hem it.
just tuck that under, tuck the other side under, and then have that through the centre and really zhuzh something up beautifully.
Or some fabulous handles or all sorts of
Just
things.
anything like that, but
just don't waste
don't
it.
throw it away.
No.
For goodness sakes, don't throw it away.
Or a border on a project.
So many options.
Sweet on like a cushion.
So many options.
Oof.
Oof,
Oof.
she says, oof.
Oof. You're using your Big Easy there, Tash.
I love my Big Easy.
Oh, I mean, we loved it before it arrived because it sounded like a burger. But then it arrived. And then you really, really loved it. I mean,
really loved it.
I'll venture not quite as much as your Strapology, but ooh,
It's up there.
It's like choosing between your children, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, it really does depend who's being a pain. Not gonna lie, there are some days where I'm like, for goodness sake.
That one's my favourite. That one there, the one that's quietest and causing least trouble.
The one that is really not getting on my wick.
Oh, I know which one is your favourite. Mabel. the furry one. Or Malcolm.
Oh,
Any given day, it will be Mabel or Malcolm, the furry children, that will be...
the fur babies. Oh no, that sounds really bad.
No, but they do cause less trouble, don't they? These beautiful furry babies.
I don't know.
Wow, no,
You've seen some of my vet bills in the past.
That's true. Yeah,
Not so sure.
Mortimer didn't get a mention, Tash.
Mortimer.
He's so naughty.
Naughty Morty.
He does live up to his name, doesn't he?
So Mortimer, for those of you that don't know, is my son's cat.
Your son's best friend. Let's get this straight.
Oh, gosh, he really is. I'm just cutting my 5.5-inch strips, by the way. Yeah, so Naughty Morty is the cat that came hopping in on 3 legs on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Which meant that all of our plans changed. And oh my goodness me, they'd gouged me for hundreds before I'd just on the phone conversation. Yeah. That was fun. And then meant that we had to change our plans. Actually, it wasn't the worst thing that could ever happen. We ended up sitting on the beach for half the day waiting for his assessments and this, that and the other, and drinking hot chocolates on the beach on Christmas Day. So that wasn't the end of the world. No. But it just was the worry, because Freddie did lose his first much beloved cat. Yeah. I thought he'd been hit by a car. No, it turns out he's just been scrapping with someone and had been bitten. Little
monster.
That's the one. That's the one. Menace.
Tinker.
Tinker was not part of my vocabulary, but there we go. So I'm just going to layer these up and cut them because, you know, can. And I'm going to just straighten those up. Da-da-da. It's not too late if you're watching this now thinking, oh, I wish I'd got that. The fabric's rather beautiful. Yeah. And if you've never tried any of our Lisa Chandler fabrics, where have you been?
Well, quite.
They are not readily available elsewhere.
No, and they are absolutely beautiful to work with as well.
They are stunning quality. That's the biggie for me, is the quality. So this is my flower basket panel. There it goes. Where did I put my pen? Over there.
Natasha, we had a really popular half-metre heaven with this fabric as well, with
Did we?
With our coral. So I've re-enlivened that as well for today. Just only a few little units, just a few. Okay. Again, just as a little treat. And you made
You've got all the Friday treats going on today, haven't you?
You also made Lisa's saddle satchel out of this at one time too. So
I love Lisa's saddle satchel.
A few little kits, but really not many. So it is a, you know, if it's winking at you.
If you've got any of the creative grids, then basically you will know that this is a 90-degree angle on here. You can just get your strip centralised, and actually that is just a 90-degree angle through there. So you can cut, you step to the side, you can cut. And, you know, just in the interest of saving as much fabric as possible, that's the biggest that it's going to be on that bit. But you do then have those other strips. And there we have our 4 sides. And you might want to alternate them. But they are the 4 sides going on there. I think they're rather beautiful.
Well, that's because they are.
They are. They are. They are. They is. They are.
Yes, they are. They are.
They are. Now, also, then we need to cut our wadding. It's not a difficult one, but it did elude me there for a second.
I heard it.
What is this stuff? What is it? I see before me. So again, I can just cut myself that little 5.5-inch strip. Just neaten off that end. And once you're not trying to fussy cut, these cuts become pretty simple. In fact, you can even pop your template underneath. So that you know where that needs to be. There we go. Just cut it off from there. If you have a rotating cutting mat, that's really useful right now. Yeah. So again, we always give you way more than you need. You might have noticed that by now with our kits. We tend to be pretty generous.
Well, because no one's ever sad by having a little bit of extra, are they?
No. No.
therapeutic cutting session, isn't it? Especially having your template plastic.
Yeah, sorry everyone, I go a little bit quiet and
No,
meditative.
it's nice.
What, me being quiet? Yeah.
No, just
So I'm told.
I meant more. Nice watching the therapeutic cutting, but actually,
Now you come to mention
either,
it.
both fine.
It's all right, I'm going to adhere these onto my outer pieces now.
Lovely.
And look how accurately that's just all gone together. That's really lovely to have.
Now, the first time I pressed any Lisa Chandler fabric, I was very concerned that I was going to take all the metallic off.
Oh no, because it's such expensive metallic. It's the last screen. These are screen printed fabrics. It's the last screen that gets printed. The quality of this adds, and when you say it out loud, it doesn't sound that much, but $1 a meter onto the cost of the fabric,
Wow. Okay.
which actually in the terms of how much it costs overall, that's a huge amount to add on to the price of a fabric. $1 a meter just on one screen. Bearing in mind there are 15 or 16 screens when they're printed. Like, that's huge.
It's huge.
When you break it down like that.
Break it down. Look.
They're a bit lush, aren't they?
Really beautiful. Oh, are you saying lush? I'm seeing my friend Welsh Hannah this weekend.
Oh, are you?
I am.
Does she say lush a lot? I
She
kind of want her
does.
to because she's Welsh.
Yeah, and I love it. The accent's so beautiful. But yeah, she does say lush. Isn't it nice that we can see these friends now? We had to go so long not seeing people.
Has it made you appreciate them more?
Oh, for sure.
Do you think?
For sure. You still don't necessarily see each other for a while, but when you do, it's just nice that you can now, isn't it?
Yeah.
After the couple of years we've had, few years we've had.
There we
I
go.
appreciate the outdoors more as well. We met up in the Forest of Dean at one point. And,
Well, just actually to be able to travel, to be able to go there, because you could do your
Exactly.
hour, couldn't you? You
Yeah.
could do your hour,
Yeah.
and that would be that.
But not go off to the Forest of Dean and spend time and really enjoy places. And, well, you know, we've got our little caravan and we love to go off and see different parts of the country and sit in a field. Sit in a field, no Wi-Fi, nothing, just the two of us in a brew. Even if there's a terrible storm, we will sit in our caravan, possibly in the bed. We might not even put the bed away, we might just sit in the bed with biscuits and cups of tea and coffee and look out the window and watch the storm.
Doesn't
It's
sound
just
too bad
gorgeous.
to me. Sounds pretty good to
Yeah,
me.
right?
Righty ho. Okay, so I'm just going to cut myself 2 more 5.5-inch strips,
Great.
and then we are done. We've got everything then ready to go, apart from the fact I didn't change my thread, so I will just change my thread. The beautiful thing about this fabric is that it's really non-directional, so you don't have to worry about that at all. Not at all.
Lovely.
And look how much. So if you frugaled, that's how much you'll have left, which
Brilliant.
is never a bad thing.
Plenty there to do something with, isn't there?
For sure. There we go. And again. And you know, because I'm using the tools that I'm using, I'm not worried about layering up or anything like that in order to then cut. That isn't a thing.
Tash, which creative grid is that? Which square?
8.5-inch.
The 8.5 inch.
Yeah.
So I've got the Perfect 5, which I really love. But that's
But
a good
this
size one,
is,
actually.
yeah, so if you can just see that this, at its point, at its tip, comes to 8.25 inches. So it just, your Perfect 5 is great for that 5 bit, but you need that little bit extra for this. And that's why there's always a creative grid for something somewhere.
Oh, and for me, it is one of those, like my mum says, when you've got it, you've got it.
You got it.
You
Got
build
it.
up your kit of things and you can go back to them again and again and you think, why did I try and do without this? Just,
Jamila, as you're driving, my darling, could
Lovely.
you,
where do you want me?
well, just probably,
We're going wide,
Yeah.
we're going
Yeah.
close up, we'll go wide for a minute. You can say hi to everyone. There she is. Smile at you now.
kind of forgot to do this bit, didn't I?
That's
We did all the other bit of the prep.
That's
but-
okay. We'll forgive you.
Do you know what I ran out of the other day?
What did you try out?
These. I love these. You can never have too many of them. The little bobbin sorters.
They're good, aren't they?
Yeah, because for the life of me, otherwise I can never find the right thread that goes that I've matched
You
with.
put them in a box, they all unravel, and you get
Nightmare.
them all knotted together, and then you have to throw all the thread away.
And despite popular belief, I do actually quite like being organised.
Yeah, you do like
In my
it.
really shambolic way,
Not
I
my
am-
words, might I point out.
I am quite organised.
This was not my assessment of your abilities. I don't think I called you shambolic.
There have been times where you have repeated it.
I've repeated it a number of times because it was hilarious. It wasn't me that said it first.
Was my dear father.
It was. Yes.
That's all right. He's known me a few years in
Just
order
a
to make that
few.
assessment.
Mhm. Yeah.
He did then say it was less shambolic, to be fair.
Yeah. Yes, he did. It was a comparative. What, shambalism? Shambolicness?
I don't know, but it's a
I
great
don't
word.
know.
And
Yeah.
I'd like to say little used, but clearly not in my life.
I think it's
That's
underutilised, but not in reference to you by your dear father. Just lovely, isn't it?
Dear daddy dear.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
We
You know
have to
when
rely
you
on
know
our
when you look at
parents.
because I sent you a photo of his garage, didn't I?
Oh my word!
You know how some people are just so neat and
Wow.
tidy and everything in its order and everything is labelled and it's absolutely perfect.
And my mum is as well.
Yeah.
However,
And I just think it's really unfair when people are that organised and brilliant about stuff that they get lumbered with a daughter like me.
what, poor Bazza?
Poor Bazza, yeah. Because I'm so not like that. I'm always going to be a bit of a disappointment.
Oh.
That's just how that's going to go. Like there isn't another way that is ever going to work apart from the fact of small amounts of disappointment because I'm not as organised as he is. And I'm quite comfortable with that.
I'm
like
not sure anyone in the world ever is as organised as Bazza.
Just think how completely disappointed he is with people.
I mean,
I wouldn't even people that much.
incredible. Hats off
He
to
is
him.
amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I've grown up
Oh.
with a very organised mum who throws everything away because she wants everything to be really tidy and spick and span. And I can go to her house when they're on holiday, and the smoke detector will be pipping, and I immediately can say, categorically, by logical Edwina thinking, I know where I'll find batteries, and I'll open a drawer and I'll laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Because there will be a box, and within the box there'll be other boxes that will all have stickers on to say which type of battery they are, and they'll probably be in alphabetical order,
Yeah,
right?
brilliant.
I know. However, your dad, the picture of his workshop, my jaw hit the floor. That was incredible.
It's a beautiful thing.
Like, he is incredible.
Do you want to see what I'm doing?
Yeah, of course I
putting
do.
these-
We'll go overhead and have a little peep. But yeah.
I-
You know that film, Sleeping with the Enemy? Where all the labels are all perfect and the towels and... Yeah. Is your dad like that with everything? Like, everything's super spick and perfect?
Yep.
Yeah. He's
I put my
just-
bag down in their house and I feel like I've made a mess. Like
Oh,
it is,
wow.
you know,
Okay,
it's
no.
yeah, it's always yeah. They went through a stage where everything was super minimalist. And don't get me wrong, like they live in really beautiful places, but I make a mess. It's just me.
Yeah.
I can't help it. That is just me. I'm gonna sew down one side there. So there we are, like that. So right sides together, and look, ooh, because of how we cut it. I know.
Oh, that's
I
satisfying.
might
isn't
not
it?
be super tidy, but I can create that and have a little smug moment. But no, it is. It's just. But you see, my brother is a little bit the same. Not in that everything is labelled, but they will do. Him and his wife will do a menu for the week, and they know what they're cooking on what days, and they're super organised. It's just not me, though, Jim. I think I was adopted.
Oh, you can't say.
Overhead, please. Yeah, but then you see me and my mum, and it's like, no.
No. There it is.
There's no doubting
No.
the gene pool there.
No, not at all.
Nope. But yeah, we all work very, very differently. So then when we've done those, we put them right sides together.
Fantastic.
You can do one seam one way, one seam the other. Notch them in.
You're looking for a
There!
pin. There it is. Whoop, there it is.
There they are. Good job. Yeah. It's all good. But what makes me giggle is that my daughter is as shambolic as I am, if not more so, and gets away with it.
True.
She's got Bazza wrapped around her little finger. Gem, can we, thank you, love.
Close up.
Yeah. Got to pay attention if you're driving the show.
Oh, no bother. No bother. Look at that. It's coming together, Tash.
I know.
I'm waiting for a ta-da moment in a minute. I know it's not the final ta-da, but it's still going to be a ta-da of sorts.
Right, so now we have the base. I know, I know. And now we start to go up the corners. So we can start to go there and just stitch down. And then you'll go to the next one, match up those corners. And then the next one.
I love this stage of a make where for a while you're thinking, I can't see how this goes together, and then all of a sudden it starts to be like, aha, here it is.
Whoop, there it is.
Whoop, whoop, there it is, for sure.
And lo and behold,
Look.
that is your outside turned through. So we're just going to repeat that.
Fabulous.
Very same thing with our outer pieces. Our lining pieces rather. So again, let's do these
Oh, I was
edges.
overheading to show where I didn't click it properly though, that was lucky. I was just overheading the camera so you could see Natasha put those pieces together.
Ah,
But then it didn't change.
it does get a bit sticky sometimes, doesn't it? I don't
It
know
does.
quite why. You can chain piece these as well.
Oh, that's always satisfying, changing them too. Do you know, as daft as it sounds, that was one of the big light bulb moments for me when I first started working at Makes, was watching you guys chain piece and then realising, oh, I can do this. And actually, it's easier.
It's much easier. Yeah, it is much
I thought
easier.
it was a bit, fancy schmancy, but then it was
No,
actually easier.
much
It saved
easier.
thread. It saved
Then
time.
what's not to love?
Yeah.
And when you are just pressing, press one way, one seam the other way.
Oh, that was
So
another
that then, yeah, when you come to put them right sides together, you'll have one seam going you should have one seam going one way, one seam going the other.
It's alright.
You might just, if you're me and you've done it the wrong way,
It's alright.
then just press it the other way. But that just means that those seams will just sit nicely together. It is, do you know what? It's one of those things, the pressing of seams it does make a difference, but in my little dyslexic head, it's one of those things that I still struggle to work out which way is which. And the number of times that I end up repressing a seam the other way. So if that's you as well, you're not alone.
No.
We all do it.
We've all got these little things.
And then back and press. And the only reason I didn't press the outer is just because of all the wadding on it. This one, if you want to press it open, then do. Makes no odds. You can press all of them open if you want. You just won't get that nesting seam. Now when I sew these sides up, just bear in mind that on one of them you're going to have to leave a turning through gap.
Oh, well that's good, because when you
So I'll do that with the first one.
Because otherwise, all
I
that
will
happens is
forget.
all the viewers start shouting at the screen,
Yeah.
turning through gap, Tash, turning through gap. She can't hear you.
Doing it now, Jem, doing it now.
There we go. There's her gap, everybody. There's her turning through gap. Fret and panic ye not. We're all safe. You can sew all those others up, Tash. We'll let you.
Thanks.
All the way.
These are quick, easy makes. So if you are, maybe you're doing teacher gifts and you want a little pretty basket. So if you've got a half metre heaven, you'd get 2 out of a half metre heaven.
Nice.
Possibly even 3, depending if you were having to frugal on the patterns and whatnot. So you know we've got those, that doesn't sound like it's sewing. No, I've come unthreaded again. Oh gosh, who's that lady that's done all the busy whirly patterns?
Busy whirly patterns.
You know the free spirit.
Oh, Adrienne Laban.
That's it, yeah. Swirly whirlies. It's not what they're called at all.
People do say, why does Gemma always try and guess what Tash is saying? But I do have to speak fluent Tash.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, see?
Who says this? Who says this?
There are people.
Have they not
Gemma
met?
always try and second guess what Natasha's saying.
Because nobody else
Oh,
knows.
because nobody else speaks fluent Tash.
Yeah. Or wants to, really, to be fair. I mean, it wasn't part of the job description. Would help if you could speak fluent Tash.
Many times a day. You'll send me a message and I'll say, and I'll say back to you what you actually meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. That was the one. That's the badger,
That's
Gemma.
the monkey.
That's the one. That's the one.
And that's why we always laugh that you are, in fact, my work wife.
Yeah.
So that's the outer done, lining done. This is your outer done.
Look at those. Very exciting.
I know. My phone having a little moment. And then one inside the other.
So right sides together.
It's always right, as long as you are right sides together. It doesn't matter which way
matter which
round
way.
you do it.
Good.
As long as you are right sides together. And then I match at the seams. I'm only not pinning, I'm clipping rather than pinning because my pins are in a bag down there. But just, no, not really.
I like a clip.
Yeah, just.
My favourite clips, except when I'm quilting, and then I pin. But otherwise, I love a clip.
I would normally, if I was doing this, I would normally use a pin just because it just means that you can sort of just check.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like linings of bags. It's just checking. Have I cut everything the right way? Does everything, when it's all in there, does it all go beautifully together? The answer is yes, it does.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
So now we're just going to sew round 1/4 inch around that top side. And if you've got a machine, now I'm not on a machine that I can do this with right now, but if you are on a machine that has, you know, where you can take out to sew on the sleeve. Do you know the ones I mean?
Yes.
Then take that off, because it'll just sit beautifully in there.
Yeah.
It's not sitting too bad here, to be fair, but.
But if not, this fusible fleece interfacing you've got there is really, you know, you can twist and turn it and move it around, can't you? You don't need to.
Oh yeah, no, it's not that. It's not.
Yeah.
It's never a bother.
And this is a nice lighter weight fusible fleece in this one as well.
So this is H630, isn't it? Which is, yeah, like you say, it's just ever so slightly lighter. I know that Odile Baal uses H630 a lot in her kits. That is probably her favourite interfacing of choice that goes with her velvets.
You were the first person to get me sewing with fusible fleece, Tash. You know, during the pandemic when I was locked away for my many weeks. You brought me over different projects to do and said, go on, give it a whirl. What's the worst that can happen?
The thing
And
is,
I thought this would get eaten in my machine. I thought I wouldn't be able to sew it. It sews like a dream.
Of course it does.
It's lovely to
Of course
work
it
with.
does, yeah. And it is one of those things that I didn't understand what I was buying. I didn't understand what I was getting, and when I got it, because they don't write it all over it, I didn't know what I had. I now have boxes where I'm like H640, H630, HH650, and I have them all labelled so that I know if I need scraps of any of them or Styleville or whatever, that's where I'm going. Now, I'm not suggesting that you need to do that. I'm making volume, of course I do, with the amount that we sew here, but it just means that I know which ones are which.
Yes.
Because once, if you've used the selvage, which is where it's written at the top, you don't know which is which. But actually, just pick one that feels okay for what you're making and go with that. There's no rocket science, because I used these once on the back of cushions and I was like, oh, but have I done it right? Am I doing this? I just didn't know. And I think I rang Sarah Payne and a bit of a tears going, oh, she's like, it's fine. What are you worried about? It's fine. But until you know, you don't know. And you don't know what you don't know. And now I use them and don't even hesitate to think about it. And if I don't have, you know, then it's fine.
But our Pay It Forward projects, we always try and bring you makes that are really straightforward. And if you haven't used a fusible fleece before, then this is a really great time to try.
Absolutely.
It's lovely.
I'm just going to press that turning through gap. You can hand stitch or you can machine stitch that up.
Yep. Tash, I am a machine stitcher for these. I really am. I mean, you know, with my binding on my quilts, I am a sew it by hand girl and I love it. But a make like this, I'll sew it, by machine.
Do you know, because otherwise, how often do they just sit in a pile going, I really need to finish those. We didn't sell any of our samples because so many of these needed. And in the end, we just went, might need these sewing up.
Yeah.
In the description, that was fine, they flew. Because we do end up with quite a few little makes. Now, you're going to pop that inside there. We've sewn everything up. Just get that seam on top. Give it a jolly good press. If you want to press it, then you can. Of course you can. If you want to top stitch it rather, then you can. But a jolly good press does the job. Making sure that that seam is on top. We're not there yet, Jem.
So smart.
We're not done yet. We're not done yet. I know, but we're still not done yet.
I'm seeing it from the bottom and everything. It just, the prints look lovely together.
I wanted you to be able to use this print and really, I mean, yeah, it is quite satisfying, but I'm not going to lie. Yeah, and that was why I wanted these prints to go in. I don't know if they went in all of the kits in the end. If we had enough to put them in all the kits.
I think we've tried where we can.
Okay, so that's great.
There are other colourways of this print as well, and it's gorgeous in every colourway.
It really is, yeah.
Some beautiful autumnal tones. There was the classic, which was black and cream, wasn't there? Just gorgeous. These, and there's some reds and some orange and all sorts.
Yeah, so there should be something to suit, most people's tastes.
This outer fabric is 0014, so if you type in 0014 into the website, it will come up with the different colourways.
It's like 2 James Bonds.
Yeah. And then the lining is the Melba Small Floral, which is 0003.
Yeah, so you might be wanting to stock up now that you've had a go. And then you're just going to turn over the top. And you can turn it over by however much you wish.
Beautiful.
And then in there you will pop. I've just missed that seam. I just need to sew that in. There we go.
Gorge, look at that.
So that fits. Nice little flower pot.
Yeah, nice.
Or anything like that. So that is your flower basket there. Or because we're getting near to Easter.
Did you like the way I hid those? Genuinely 100% didn't eat a single one. So I bought these for when we did Jane's Spring Chicken. If anyone missed the Spring Chicken show, again, that's been this month. It was lovely. She made this beautiful wall hanging, and we had a little basket, and I put chocolate eggs in it, And I didn't touch them. Every single one went back in the box for Natasha to do and
I'll
eat
tell
time
you
for
what,
her
though.
children.
Look at that.
But that's perfect.
It's rather gorgeous, isn't it? So you could either fill it with flowers, and we did have, gosh, we did have a thing of flowers in the last one, and then we actually sold the sample, I think. But yeah, we had it with, was it a pot
You've
of
made
pens or
it.
something in? And if you
Yeah.
just want to make it taller, just cut this bit
Yeah.
longer.
You've made this in other fabrics as well. You've done it in.
I've done it in
Duck
denim
Nest.
and William Morris.
Yeah, you've done it in Duck Nest Tilda.
Oh, have I?
Yeah. I think that might have even been the first one you did, the Duck Nest Tilda, the blueberry colourway.
I might make another one for
Because I
Easter.
bought the plants go in that one. I remember that.
Yeah.
A good couple of years ago that was now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was lovely make.
Look around now, see where it's gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for an Easter egg hunt, or just for, you know, or even for goodies or gifts, or
And if you did make it taller, then that could be a nappy stall. You know, when people have the nappies all
Yeah.
lined up there
Yeah,
to
yeah.
grab one out in their nursery. Really, really nice
there you
make.
go.
And it'd look fantastic in your Tilda and your Cape and
All
all
of
of
them.
fabrics.
And also all of your half metre heavens, because you've got those two contrasting fabrics, and that's what it just requires, those two contrasting fabrics. So that is our Pay It Forward project for this month. Next month we are going to have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wipes and a little bag to put it in, gift bag, so that could be a great gift. So yeah, do join us. But we'll back on Monday anyway.
We are back on Monday. We've got a lovely weekend ahead, hopefully, all of you, and you can tell us all your shenanigans. Our Jane will be back from holiday next
She will.
week.
We will be wanting to hit all of her shenanigans.
Will indeed. Natasha, you'll be at that there Create and Craft on Sunday.
Yes, I will.
It's the last one of the month.
Mm.
So Natasha will be there. You'll be able to catch her there if you want to see her. And
And
then
then
back here on Monday,
Monday.
and Tuesday.
Yep. And then
Because
Jane
No Rest for the Wicked.
here Wednesday.
Wednesday's make
There you
is
go.
a biggie. This is our coronation wall hanging.
Ooh,
It's
yes.
built in 3 stages. It's not hard at
Are
all.
we going to have to run this over?
I don't know whether we might have to do more than one demo on it, just because there's so many components.
There are lots of
and it would be
components.
lovely for her to give plenty of time to it.
Yeah,
Jane has put so much work into the
she
instructions.
really has. And they're coming out at over 60 pages, the instructions
It's crazy,
at the
or
moment.
over 60 images. She has worked really, really hard on it, and it's an instruction that you'll come back to again and again.
And there are
again.
different elements that you can
For
take and
sure.
use going forward. So it's
For
a
sure.
bit epic. And we love it, and she's
Yes.
worked really hard on it, because, do you know, in our lifetime, how many coronations really are we going to get to
exactly.
celebrate?
Exactly.
So that's the thing, that's the key, that's what
Yes.
we're doing next week. So do join us then.
Please.
But in the meantime, take care and lots of love.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Bye.